I hope so. Everyone is good and everyone is fine. So today we are going to start off with a new chapter which is from the subject civics, and this is going to be the lecture 1 for chapter number 6, political parties. So we are starting off with this chapter, political parties, and in this particular chapter what are the things that we will be going to learn would be why it is necessary to have these political parties, then what are these basic political parties and what are the major functions of them, how we can establish a political party, how many parties should we have in a particular nation, what are the national parties and what are the state parties that we have, what challenges they face. So these are the things that we will be learning in this chapter. So in your 9th class also you have studied about this role of political parties in the rise of the democracy. Now we'll move forward with that particular thing in this particular class with these political parties only. Okay, so I hope I'm clear. So we are starting off with this lecture. Now in this lecture the topics that we will be covering will be what are political parties. What basically, first of all, you should know about the meaning of what is political parties. So we'll start off with what is actual meaning of these political parties, then why we need these political parties, what are the basic needs of these political parties, we'll talk about that. Then the components, functions, necessity of these political parties, we'll talk about these things only today. And the homework solution, the assignment that I have given you in the previous lecture, we'll talk about that, and the homework that I will be assigning you in this particular lecture. So these are the things that we are going to cover in this particular lecture. So let's get started with the lecture. But before that, please take your book, one notebook and one pen in your hand. That is very much needed to write down the notes that are the important notes that is very much needed. Okay. So let's start with the lecture. First of all, we are going to learn about what are these basically political parties. Like, what does it actually mean? So a political party is a group of people who come together to contest elections and hold power in the government. So as you must have seen around you as well, there are different political parties like BJP is there, Congress is there, now Aam Aadmi Party is also there. So what are these? These are basically political parties in which they are a particular group of people who come together to contest elections and hold power in the government. So basically they establish a group together and basically participate in these elections so that they can obtain the power to be in the government, so that they can rule also. So they agree on some policies and programs for the society with the view to promote their collective good. So basically what they do, they have their certain initiatives that they put up in front of the people, so that जो भी उनकी policies, what kind of government they want to establish with you people, so they will give you a particular agreement, they will let you know about what is their policy, about how they want the government should be like, and for the society, for the benefit of society, what they can do, their views basically. So they are going to promote their party according to that and to collect basically all your votes. So they agree on some policies and programs for the society with the viewpoint to promote the collective goods here. Now since that there could be different views on what is good for all and political parties to pursue people, why their policies are better than the others. Now obvious reasons are there will be a lot of parties and they are going to present themselves why they are better from the other party. So here the challenge that comes under the political parties are that since they are having some different views with each other, obvious reason is that they will pursue people why their policies are better than each other. So they are going to seek to implement these policies by winning popular support through these elections only. Now these parties reflect fundamental political divisions in the society as well. So basically these parties reflect some certain fundamental political division in a society. So thus a party is known by which part it stands for, which policies it supports, and whose interest it upholds. So basically a different party have their own kind of initiatives, and their part is standing for their policies and their kind of government. So now what kind of policy they are opting, from where they want to support, they want to support the rural areas, or they want to take any other issues from a particular country. So it depends on them, and their interest holds the kind of people they want to attract. So basically a party have its own consequences, where it stands for what policy it supports and whose interests they are upholding. Now a political party has three components here. So every political party is going to have these three common components. The first is the leaders, who are the basic going to lead as a party holder, who is going to be the representative of their party. So they are certain leaders. Then they are active members. So with these leaders, there will be certain active members as well, who is going to help them out to attain these national policies and government की क्या-क्या changes आने चाहिए, किस आपको किस they are helping them out कि आपको किस segment में आपको कैसे मतलब आपको उनको ट्रैक करना है, आपको अपनी पॉलिसीज कैसे अपहोल्ड करनी है, सारी चीजें they are the one who help them. Now there are followers. Basically you have seen it also that there are certain youth people who come together with these political parties to help them out in some way or the other. So they are the followers of these political parties who help them out to attain a particular power in the government. So basically the main three components, if we talk about in political parties, are first of all the leaders. The leaders are the one who are going to be in the front, who are going to lead their party as the particular leaders, where they are going to basically stand for the elections. जो elections के लिए stand भी होते हैं वो होते हैं major leaders. Now उसके बाद the second main important component is the active members. So active members help them out in different strategies they are making for the government and for the policies they are going to tell them. So in which particular society and which particular part of the country where they have to attract and what things they have to talk. So they are the active members who help them out with these things. Then they are the followers who follow them and help them out to attain a large portion of the audience out of it. So they take the help of these followers, major followers, basically these college people, the youth, they want to attract more of the to become their followers. So these are the three main components here. Now we have talked about what are these political parties. Now why do we need these political parties? Why it is necessary to have these political parties? So we'll talk about that in this particular thing. So all these political parties are necessary, one of the most visible institutions in a democracy. Like now we are having a democratic country. So to elect that, to have a proper equal segment of democratic signals, so there is a particular need to have given equal opportunities to each and every person out there to stand for themselves and to stand for to attain that power, to be a part of the government. So in this institution of a democracy, these political parties can establish themselves as a whole, and they have they are getting these equal opportunities to be a part of it. So most ordinary citizens, democracy equal to political parties here. So if you talk about you all, like if you want to establish a political party, you have that particular power, you have that particular right to make a political party. Why? For most ordinary citizens, like here, democracy. The democracy itself means that it is equal to have political parties. Now, अगर एक ही के पास ही पावर रखनी होती, तो इतने different parties क्यों होती? उनको पावर क्यों दी जाती? उन्हीं को सारे राइट्स क्यों दिए जाते हैं? These different parties are there just to make sure that the democracy is not only related to some part of the people, वरना तो monarchy system में हो जाएगा अगर हम एक ही को पावर देंगे। डेमोक्रेसी का मतलब ये होता है कि हर एक के पास सब सारे राइट्स हैं टू become the power, to attain that power and to be a part of the government here. So democracy is equal to each and every political parties that are there in one particular country. It is not being stagnant to only one party here. So if you travel to all these remote parts of our country and speak to these less educated citizens, you could come across people who may not know anything about our constitution or about the nature of a government, but chances are there that they would know something about our political parties. So if you travel around like to these remote kind of areas, like the not well developed areas or these rural parts of our country, and you speak to this less educated people, those who are illiterate or those who doesn't have much of knowledge about the democracy and the government, you could come across people who may doesn't know about our constitution. So basically we have a good constitution system, but they must not be aware about us and about the different government sectors that we are having. But the chances could be there that they would know something about the political parties are there. Why? Because all these political parties establish their active members in different part of these rural areas as well, to make them aware about what are their policies. They go there, they do these rallies to attract these people, and they must be knowing about कि अच्छा ये बीजेपी नाम की एक पार्टी है जो कि रूल कर रही है अभी, जिसमें से जो हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर है वो नरेंद्र मोदी हैं। So इतना तो लोगों के पास इतना तो नॉलेज होता ही है about what are the political parties, because they go there, they speak there, and they took these rallies very seriously and let know about their policies. Their name is quite famous over there because चीख के वो ऐसे रैलियों में ऐसे बताते रहते हैं हर एक जगह पे about their political parties, promotions के लिए and everything stuff. So chances are there that they would be knowing something about these political parties. Now at the same time, this visibility does not mean popularity. Most people tend to be very critical of these political parties. Now if you see that there will be time that the visibility of their popularity will not be there, because as you start off with something, you will not be attain popularity just like that. It is going to take a lot of time. So most people tend to be very critical about these political parties because like they attempt different things to obtain popularity amongst people, to give them a certain promises that अगर आप हमें वोट दोगे तो हम ये करेंगे वो करेंगे। तो सबके अपने अपने होते हैं कि चीज़ें होती हैं कि अपने आप को establish करना in one way possible, कि अपने आप को कैसे वो establish कर सकते हैं। So they tend to blame these parties for all that is wrong with our democracy and our political life here. So what people do that कि अब they make certain promises to you, and when they actually the government works और government में कोई चीज़ें work नहीं कर पाती है, so most of the time whom they blame these parties only, not to the government. They blame the party who is currently ruling, and they tell that all the things that is going wrong is just because of their democracy and that political life. So they blame all these things to these parties only, जो political parties की वजह से ये जो कि हमारी जो गवर्नमेंट है अच्छी नहीं चल रही है, हमारी political life जो अच्छी नहीं चल रही है। The parties have become identified with the social and political division only. So here all these parties have become identified with the social and political division. Therefore, it is natural to ask, do we need these parties at all or not? Now we are blaming these parties all the time. So now if you think about the nature to ask that, do we really need these political parties or not? So about 100 years ago, there were few countries of the world that had a political party. Now there are few that do not have parties here. So if you talk about 100 years ago, there were different countries of the world that were having like a lot of political parties out there. But now there are very few that do have these political parties, and some don't have at all any of them. Why? Just because of the political parties are established to maintain a dignity, maintain some establishments are there. So there are different functions according to which they work. So in some countries they wish to work under that, and in some countries they don't wish to under that. So they have their own kind of system. So we can't question that why they don't have these political parties and how their government is run. It depends on that particular country only. We can think about our country, and in our country there are major political parties that are the one who actually run the government. We are not the one who run the government. They are the one who have attained the power again and again, and अब जैसे भी है हमारी गवर्नमेंट इन्हीं पार्टी की वजह से ही चल रही है. Now we have talked about what does it mean and why we particularly need it. Now we are going through some functions. So there are major functions of these political parties that we do. So what does a political party do? Basically, these political parties fill the political offices and exercise political power, and parties do some by performing a series of functions here. So what does these political parties do? Basically और जितने भी आपके पॉलिटिकल वर्क्स होते हैं, जितने भी आपकी एक्सरसाइजेस होते हैं बाय दिस पॉलिटिकल पावर, एंड दे do perform a lot of things. So not only they like participate in elections, give you promises, and they want to attain the power in the government. There are certain series of functions as well that they perform. So we'll talk about one by one what are their functions. There are a lot. First is parties contest elections. So basically these parties participate in these elections. In most democracies, elections are fought mainly among the candidates put up by these political parties only. So and these political parties select their candidates in different ways. So in different areas, it depends on the popularity of a particular member they are having, candidate they are having. Like in rural areas, they will think of some leader who is from the other background caste and from a lower background caste, so that he can attract that kind of a crowd there. So basically they have a number of candidates who put up with these political parties, and these parties select their candidates in different ways. In some countries such as the USA, members and supporters of a party choose its candidate. So here in जैसे USA में होता है, members और जो supporters होते हैं at that particular party, they are the one who chooses the candidate for the government there. But now more and more countries are following this method, and in other countries like India, we are the one having these top political leaders choose the candidates for contesting the elections here. So like in India, it's a total reversal thing where जो top parties होते हैं, जो कि leading parties होते हैं, they are the one who chooses their candidate for electing these elections. So वहाँ पे system members और supporters की वजह से होता है. यहाँ पे जो main leaders होते हैं, they decide and choose all the candidates who are going to lead for these elections in which particular section. Now second, these parties put forward different policies and programs, and the voters choose from them. So what these parties do, these particular parties, they make forward different policies. See, BJP is going to follow different policy which is going to be different from Congress here. So these different policies, their different programs they are going to put up in the front of the voters here, all these audience here, and they are the one the public is going to decide and choose from them which political party they want to choose. So each of us may have different opinions and views on what policies are suitable for the society. Like my particular policy would be different for a government than yours. You must be thinking of something else should be changed in our government, and I can think that we should change this particular thing to have a better government. So each one of us have our different opinions and views on which these policies are suitable for the society, but no government can handle such a large variety of views. So basically, अब इतने सारी ऑडियंस और इतने सारे व्यूज, no government can handle such a large variety of views, but in a democracy, a large number of similar opinions have to be grouped together to provide a direction in which policies can be formulated by the government. So basically, now they can't opt for each and everyone's opinion, but what they do is they take one similar opinion from a particular group. So a number of जितने भी इतने ओपिनियंस होते हैं जिनमें कईयों के मैच भी करेंगे, अब जितने मेजरली जिनका मैचअप हो जाता है, जिन दे आर हैविंग अ सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ ओपिनियन, दे वर्क ऑन दैट एंड दे मेक देयर पॉलिसीज अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट टू अट्रैक्ट द ऑडियंस. सो these number of similar opinions have to be grouped together to provide a direction in which policies they will be formulating by these government here. So this is what the parties do. Like a party can reduce a vast multitude of opinions into a few basic positions which it supports. So basically, where the audience can support the most, where their opinions match the most, they are going to put up that kind of a policy in front of you, so that these basically to get your support there. So a party can reduce a vast of these multitude of opinions into a few basic positions which it supports, and the government accepted to base its policies on the line that can take by this ruling party. So all these government is accepted to take these policies to be in the position where they are known as the ruling party. मतलब जिसके लोग ज़्यादा फेवर में जा रहे हैं, जिसमें जो जिसको मतलब अगर आप उससे पहले जैसे वोटिंग होती है तो वोटिंग में एक एंड पोल निकलता है, तो एंड पोल में हम क्या बात करते हैं कि किसके ज़्यादा चांसेस है जीतने के, जो ऑडियंस किसके साथ ज़्यादा कनेक्ट कर रही है, तो जिसका ज़्यादा कनेक्ट करते हैं उसको हम कहते हैं रूलिंग पार्टी, जिसके पास ज़्यादा वोट्स जा रहे हैं. Now third, these parties play a decisive role in making the laws for a country. Now these political parties play a very important role in making the laws also for a country. Like commonly laws are debated and passed in a legislature, but since most of the members belong to a party, they go by the direction of the party leadership irrespective of their personal opinion here. Now how they particularly formulate and help in the law system. Formally all these laws are made by the legislative department, but since all these members belong to the party only, मतलब जितने भी legislative के members होते हैं ये भी they are also part of the party, political parties only. They go through the direction of the party leadership. So मतलब उनके खुद के parties में जितने भी leaders होते हैं उनके क्या opinion होते हैं, according to that they work. So irrespective of their personal opinion, they don't have anything. They have to think about what their leader is telling to them, and उसके accordingly they make these certain laws for the country. So here political parties also play a major role in establishing these laws for our country. Now fourth, parties form and run government. As we noted last year, the big policy decisions are taken by political executives that come from the political parties only, and these parties execute all these leaders, train them, and then make them ministers to run the government in the way they want. Now these parties particularly form and run the government. Basically you have also seen it also in the last year elections were held, and there were major policies that is established by different political parties here. So अब जो भी पार्टी रूल करेगी, जो भी पार्टी गवर्नमेंट में आएगी, दे आर हैविंग देयर ओन पॉलिसीज, दे आर गोइंग टू रिक्रूट देयर लीडर्स अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट इन डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ द कंट्री, and they are going to train them according to that. They are going to make them ministers for that particular area, and they are the one who are going to run the government in the way they want it. Now those parties that lose in the elections play the role of opposition to the parties in power by voicing different views and criticizing the government for its failure or wrong policies. Now you have seen that the ruling party in India currently is BJP, and the losing party here majorly is Congress. So both these parties go hand in hand. Now अब जो losing party होती है वो they come under the role of opposition. तो वो opposition party होती है, और opposition party का main role होता है ताकि जो भी ruling party है उसके जितने भी failures होते हैं उनको नीचे गिराना, in one way or the other, अपने उनको क्रिटिसाइज करना, उनको उनके बताना कि आप यहाँ रॉन्ग जा रहे हो, इनकी पॉलिसीज काम नहीं कर रही है। मतलब जितना गलत आप सोच सकते हो, ओपोजिशन पार्टी का मतलब यही होता है कि उनको नीचे गिराना इन वन वे और दी अदर। So these parties who lose these elections, they play the role of these opposition to these parties in power by voicing the different views and criticizing the government for its failure or wrong policies. Now these opposition parties also mobilize opposition to the government. Now अब जो actual में rule कर रही है, they have the particular power in that also to mobilize their opposition to the government as well. तो वो क्वेश्चन कर सकते हैं कि आपने ये पॉलिसीज के लिए ये वर्क नहीं करी, क्यों वर्क नहीं करी, हमें जवाब चाहिए और जनता को जवाब चाहिए, ये सारे उनके भाषण होते हैं। Now six, these parties shape the public opinion. So basically all these parties, they can actually shape the public opinion as well. They raise and highlight the issues, like they can take any major issue that is going on in our country and they can actually talk about it to the public to have a shaping their particular opinions about their parties. So these parties have lakhs of members and activists spread all over the country. I just told you that they have these members and these followers in the entire country. अपनी पूरी कंट्री में अपने फैला रखे उन्होंने अपने एक्टिविस्ट मेंबर्स को स्प्रेड ऑल ओवर द कंट्री, एंड मेनी ऑफ दीज प्रेशर ग्रुप्स आर आल्सो द एक्सटेंशन ऑफ दीज पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज ओनली among different sections of the society. So all these pressure groups that we have talked about also are these extension of these political parties only amongst different sections of societies here. Now these parties sometimes also launch movements for the resolution of problems faced by people. Now they take these major issues and they tell to their members and their followers that go to these particular regions and talk about these problems so that they can connect with their party. Like जैसे रेप इश्यूज होते हैं या तो घोटाले होते हैं, जैसे जहाँ पे ज़्यादा करप्शन ज़्यादा हो रहा है, लोगों को उनके राइट्स नहीं मिल रहे हैं, तो अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट they spread their members in these particular areas and they want them to go there and talk to them and tell them about their political parties पॉलिसीज कि हम इस चीज़ में कैसे आपकी हेल्प कर सकते हैं, इस चीज़ को हम कैसे इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं. तो दीज पार्टीज लॉन्च दिस मूवमेंट फॉर द रेजोल्यूशन ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम फेस बाय द पीपल. Often these opinions in the society are crystallized on the lines of these parties taken only. So basically they work on that. Now the next one is parties provide people access to the government machinery and welfare schemes implemented by these government. So for an ordinary citizen, it is easy to approach a local party leader than a government officer. So that is why they feel close to these parties even when they do not fully trust them. By these parties, they have to be responsive to people's need and demand, and otherwise people can reject those parties in the next election. So basically these parties involve the access of the government machinery. So basically they are at the top, the government at the top, but from where these citizens can approach these government officers are these local party leaders only. So they have a close connections in that. So basically they don't fully trust them, but they are responding to the people's needs and demands. So they are working for that, and if they reject and they are not fulfilling their needs, so they can reject those parties in the next election as well. So if you have seen that दो इलेक्शन से पहले जो इलेक्शन थे जब मनमोहन गांधी थे तो उनकी पार्टी चल रही थी, जब उनका अच्छे से काम नहीं किया, सो व्हाट दे थॉट कि उन्होंने वोट नहीं दिए एंड दे वोटेड बीजेपी नेक्स्ट टाइम एंड नरेंद्र मोदी केम. सो इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द पीपल एज वेल, इट ओनली डिपेंड्स ऑन द पीपल ओनली कि हम कैसे जो गवर्नमेंट हम चाहते हैं उसको इस्टेब्लिश करें. ऐसा नहीं है कि पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज की पार्टी सारी पावर होती है, मेजर पावर ऑडियंस के पास होती है कि वो किसको वोट करें, वो जिसको वोट करेंगे वही गवर्नमेंट में आएगा। Now we have talked about the functions. Now we are going to talk about why it is necessity. So basically, this list of functions, in a sense, answers the questions asked above. Now we need these political parties because they perform all these functions. तो अब हमें इनकी ज़रूरत political parties की इसीलिए just because they are following all the functions that we have talked about. But we still need to ask why these modern democracies cannot exist without these political parties. So if we see that there's always a question arises in everyone's mind that why these modern democracies cannot exist without these political parties that are there around us. So we can understand that the necessity of these political parties by imagining a situation without parties is next to impossible. Like every candidate in the election will be independent here. So किसी को भी election लड़ना हो, किसी को, तो obviously they need these parties only to be a part of it, to run the government, to lead there. So no one will be able to make any promises to the people about any major policy changes. अब एक इंसान खड़ा होकर अगर कोई बोलेगा उसको ऐसे कोई नहीं सुनने वाला अगर उसके पास थोड़ी बहुत अटेनमेंट ऑफ पावर नहीं होगी कि हाँ हम इसको लीडर बना देते हैं. इट इज़ नॉट अ मूवी, इट इज़ रियलिटी. एंड रियलिटी में अगर आपको एक इंसान खड़ा भी होता है उसको नीचे दबाने वाले बहुत होते हैं. So basically every candidate in the election is independent, but they need certain support to come above that. So no one will be able to make any promises to the people above any major policy changes they are having. So the government may be formed, but its utility will remain even uncertain. Like these elected representatives will be accountable to their constituency for what they do in the locality. But no one will be responsible for how the country will be run. So basically all the leaders they are having, they are responsible for their particular area only. They are not responsible for the entire country there. So आपके स्टेट में, आपके सिटी में जो भी पार्टी रूल कर रही है उसके जो लीडर होंगे, he is going to be the one who is going to formulate, who is going to utilize the power from the political parties, and he is going to represent it, and he is going to be accountable to the constituency your locality is having. But no one will be responsible for how the country will be run. So we can also think about it by looking at the non-party based elections to the panchayat in many states. So if we see in this way about these political parties, we can also think about these non-party जो कि पंचायती राज सिस्टम होता है, and it is there in many states. So although these parties do not contest formally, it is generally noticed that the villages get split into more than one faction, and each of which puts up a panel of its candidate, and this is exactly what these parties also do. So this is the reason we find these political parties in almost all countries of the world, whether these countries are big or small, old or new, developed or developing. The rise of these political parties is directly linked to the emergence of these representative democracies as well. Why we call it representative democracy? Because every party have their own policy and everyone is having own view of government they want to establish. So if any government comes, they are having their own representative democracy coming with that. So as you have seen, there is large societies, that means this representative democracy, and as societies become large and complex, they also needed some agencies to rather having some different views on various issues and to present these to the government. They needed some ways to bring various representatives together so that a responsible government could be formed. So we are done with today's lecture. These are the topics we have discussed, and if you have queries, let me know in the online class now. Now we are going to talk about the assignment solution. So I have basically given you 6 questions as an assignment, and we are going to discuss that. The first question was, what are these demand deposits? So the answer to this question is, to ensure safety of their money, people deposit their money with banks Bank accept deposits and pay interest on deposits. People have the provision to withdraw their money as and when they require. Since money can be withdrawn on demand, these deposits are required as demand deposits. Major features: a demand deposit has the essential characteristic of money. It can be used as a medium of exchange. The facility of checks against demand deposit make it possible to make payments without using cash, and since demand deposits are accepted widely as a mean of payment along with currency, they constitute money as in the medium of economy as well. Now answer number 2. See, in that question we have asked about what are the medium of exchange. So these modern forms of money currency in India include paper notes and coins, which are known as rupees and paisa, and it is accepted as a medium of exchange because the currency is authorized by the government of India, and India, the Reserve Bank of India, issues currency notes on behalf of the central government of India. The law legislates the use of rupee as a medium of payment that cannot be refused in settling transaction in India. No individual in India can legally refuse a payment made in rupee. Therefore, the rupee is widely accepted as a medium of exchange. Question number 3. So the answer of that is, it refers to an agreement in which the lender supplies the borrower with money, goods or services in return for the promise of future payment. The main things are: cheap and affordable credit is crucial for the country's growth and economic development. Credit is in great demand for various kinds of economic activities, big or small investments, to set up business, buying cars, houses, etc. In rural areas, credit helps in the development of agriculture by providing funds to farmers to buy seeds, fertilizers, and expensive pesticides. Now, these manufacturers need credit for buying raw material or to meet ongoing expenditure of production. Credit helps in the purchase of these plant machineries, equipment, etc. Some people may need to borrow for illness, marriages, etc. Thus, this cheap and affordable credit is crucial for this country's growth and for the economic development here. Answer number 4. These banks and cooperatives can help people in obtaining cheap and affordable loans. This will help people to grow crops or do business, set up small-scale industries or trade in goods, and also help indirectly in the country's development. They should do so that relatively poor people do not have to depend on informal source of credit, basically these money lenders. Now answer number 5. So these credit activity, why they need to be discouraged? So in the informal sector, basically 85% of the loans taken by the poor households in the urban areas are from these informal sources only, and there is no organization that supervises these credit activities of lenders in these informal sector. So these informal sectors charge very high interest rate on them. So they try to charge more and more interest on their loans, as there are no boundaries and restrictions, and there are majorly higher costs of borrowing, means a larger part of the earning of the borrowers is used to repay the loan. Now in certain cases, the high interest rate for borrowing can mean that the amount to be repaid is greater than the income of borrowers, and this could lead to increase in the debt and debt trap. Therefore, the credit activities of the informal sector should be discouraged. Now the last question, benefits of the demand deposits basically. So these banks accept the deposits and pay interest to the depositor. The banks help in people save their money and keep their money in safe custody of the bank. People can withdraw the money as and when they require. Banks also grant loans to people for a variety of purposes, and in times of need, individuals and business houses and industries can borrow money from these banks. Now benefits of deposit to the nation. The bank use the major proportion of the deposits to extend loans. There is a huge demand for loans for various economic activities, and in times of needs, business houses and industries can borrow money from these banks, and banks mediate between those who have surplus funds and those who are in need of these funds. So thus it helps in the economic development of the nation. Now the homework for this particular lecture is you have to write about the various functions of these political parties that perform in a democracy. You have to write about this thing, all the major functions of these political parties, and that's it for today's lecture. If you have queries related to the assignment solution or today's lecture and towards this homework as well, you can ask me in the online class. So that's it for today's lecture. Thank you so much for listening and take care of yourself.